Welcome back.
What's up, people?
What's up, ladies, gentlemen, people of all genders,
Elders,
anyone who wants to watch. Please, you're welcome.
Please.
First and Inches, we're back.
Please like and subscribe before we get into this.
Let's get that out of the way.
Seemed to work last time.
It did, right? We posted our top 10 NFL draft wide receivers coming out this year recently. Video's doing very well.
Probably one of our best ever.
I would say, we're very happy. We want to continue that. We want to be consistent. So today we're coming at you. We're each going to spotlight 2 rookie running backs coming out this year in the 2024 NFL Draft.
Yeah, and we both know this isn't the greatest running back class, but it would be a shame not to talk about
Yeah, we didn't think a top 10 was really the most ideal video. We wanted to each spotlight 2 guys, call our shot a little bit on these guys instead of doing a ranking like we did last video. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, who doesn't love running back talk?
Exactly.
It's one of my favorite things.
Well, especially with the NFL running back landscape now. It seems like there's always going to be a couple rookies that come out out of nowhere a little bit and become fantasy relevant. So we want to spotlight those guys potentially.
You want to take it away?
Let's get right into it, yeah. Enough with this sugarcoating BS, right?
Let's get it down.
First running back we're going to talk about. This guy isn't... I don't think any of these guys are sleepers necessarily. I wouldn't say sleepers. This guy definitely isn't if you follow college football. Braelon Allen, Wisconsin running back. Monster. Dude's built like... What would you say? His comp is a truck?
You were an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 240. I mean, freak show. He's going to be a 20-year-old rookie next year. That's also a slept-on aspect of him, I think.
He's not even going to drink a beer.
No, he's not going to be able to drink a beer until like his second year in the league.
That's
legally.
absurd.
It's crazy. He went, speaking of his age, 17-year-old true freshman at Wisconsin. He went 186 carries for 1,268 yards, 12 touchdowns as a 17-year-old true freshman.
My dude was growing his first pube.
Insane. When I was 17, what were we doing? We were 17. Not running for 1,300 yards in the Big Ten.
Drinking a case of Natty Light.
Yeah. Buying a 30-pack of Natty Light from the sketchy deli over here.
Yeah, literally.
But, yeah, follow that up with 1,242 yards and 11 touchdowns as a sophomore. This year was his most disappointing year production-wise. He missed a game, still had 984 yards and 12 touchdowns, over 5 yards a carry. He's one of the 4 true freshmen in Wisconsin history to go for over 1,000 rushing yards with Jonathan Taylor, Ron Dane, who was a Heisman winner, and James White, who was a very productive NFL running back.
Very good back.
Yeah.
Very slept on back.
Yes, he was a very good pass-catching back for quite a few years.
Kind of before his time a little bit.
He might have been more, respected in today's NFL.
Oh, 100.
But
a PPR legend.
Yes. But yeah, the production's there. He's a freak. Wisconsin does have a deep running back history. I mean, Melvin Gordon's not even on that list. Great NFL running back for some years. Also, non-Wisconsin comps. Here are the Power 5 running backs to average 100 rushing yards a game and over 3.5 yards per contact per carry since 2014. Minimum 30 games played. Braelon Allen, Bijan, JT, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, J.K. Dobbins, Chuba Hubbard, A.J. Dillon.
Wow, that's a...
So if his floor is like A.J. Dillon, it's all right.
You're gonna probably get him in the dynasty, 3rd round of dynasty.
Nah, I think he'll get decent draft capital. I think he'll end up being like a 2nd round dynasty pick.
Late 2nd,
probably, because this class is so loaded at wide receiver. I don't really think we get a running back drafted super high draft capital wise. I would guess that he's gonna be the first running back off the board.
I think Brooks, man. I think people are just going to fall in love with him again.
Also, the ACL tear hurts Brooks, but that's beyond the point. I think he'll test very well, too. According to a Milwaukee Journal Centel article I found from 2022, had some of his combine-esque measurements. 4.59 second 40. It's not great, but for his size, I mean, you get him in the open field running 4.5. Game speed is also way different.
He's hitting people with Mack truck
32.
Power.
Yeah, he's built like a truck, literally.
He's the biggest guy on the field besides the lineman.
Once he gets into the second level, he's the biggest guy on, in sight.
He was showing me some of the highlights, and my jaw almost dropped to the floor.
He's a freak. 32.5-inch vertical, 9'8" broad. I mean, those aren't crazy numbers. 40 vertical broad, solid. But with his size, you're not expecting him to run sub 4.4 and jump out of the gym necessarily.
You can't have everything.
But he had a 6.91 second 3-cone. 4.16 second 20-yard shuttle. I mean, mind you, these are unofficial numbers from the Milwaukee Journal Centel.
God knows who was running that clock.
It's probably from like a Wisconsin Pro Day or something. So it's probably a little bit off, but those 3-cone drill and 20-yard shuttle numbers would both be top 10 at last year's combine.
That's awesome.
So his lateral movement is fantastic for his size. For a comparison, like JSN, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's scouting report on his athleticism was he's not the best straight line speed, but laterally he's great. And 3-cone drill, 20-yard shuttle, those test lateral agility. He was first in both of these last year, JSN. He had a 6.57 3-cone, 3.93 20-yard shuttle.
Wow, so he's not that far behind.
No one else went under 4 seconds in the 20-yard shuttle last year at the combine. So his lateral movement is like somewhat comparable to top 10 at the NFL Combine.
Which is kind of ridiculous.
Which is crazy. He's 6'2", 240, 245. He was a little bit injured this year, which is why I think his production took a slight dip, but like slight dip, 5.5 yards to carry, 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Dude's amazing. I think
give him a year to get healthy, put him on an NFL.
Well, he sat out the bowl game. Yeah. He declared already. He'll be getting healthy in the offseason. I think this guy could blow up the combine. It also said he squats 610 pounds and cleans 405.
I'm not surprised, dude. If you look at that guy, I'd be like, this guy could clear me.
Yeah, dude. You take one look at him, you're like, holy shit. He's only 20 years old. My one knock on him is, obviously the straight line speed isn't unbelievable.
Yeah, he doesn't wow you with his speed.
No, and I would like him to run a little bit more violently for his size sometimes, but I think a lot of it is when he runs over guys, it looks so effortless because he's 6'2", 240.
Yeah.
I think that's really why sometimes I'm like,
game.
I wish he would run a little more violently, and then it's just like, oh, he's just huge.
Yeah, it's not his game.
Oh yeah, that's Braelon Allen right there.
I really like that pick, man.
I think he's going to be really good.
I think you brought some really good
all the
stats to the table. I think that's great.
All the numbers back up that. I mean, he was very productive in college. Obviously, that doesn't always translate to the NFL. But I think if you're going for 1,300 yards in the Big Ten as a 17-year-old freshman, I'll take the chance that you'll end up being a good NFL running back.
It's worth the roll of the dice, especially the late second, early third round of the rookie draft for your dynasty players.
I think he'll be a steal in fantasy next year.
I agree.
Hit me. Who's your first guy you're going to talk about?
First guy I'm going to talk about is running back Bucky Irving for the Oregon Ducks.
Go Ducks, go.
Irving is
a little bit on the smaller side compared to Braelon Allen, at least.
My comp would be Aaron Jones, I'd say. He's a smaller...
I think he's a little bit thinner, but
he's definitely thinner.
Yeah, I like that comp.
He definitely has time to bulk up. He's more of like a satellite back almost, with the ability to be a third down back, which is great. Mm-hmm. Irving earned back-to-back 90-plus receiving grades to finish his college career, which is
fantastic.
Awesome.
That's elite. You don't really see a lot of 90-plus grades.
Especially for running backs.
Never.
So I think that comes with a lot of his patience in the backfield. He seems to have very good vision.
Explosive.
He likes to wait out the blocks, and he doesn't really panic.
Yeah, he's patient.
Good. And you see like Breece Hall, very patient.
Yeah, also. But once you get those guys, there's patience could be a negative.
Like you like to say, he's very sudden.
Yeah.
He's patient, and then he sees his opening, and he's very sudden to his movement.
Yeah, he just goes. He's explosive in the open field. Watching Oregon this year, I feel like he always made plays.
Yeah, I agree. His stat line this year was 172 attempts for 1,063 yards at a 6.2 yard clip.
Over 6 a carry.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Great.
I'd say that's a pretty good number.
Bucky Irving led also all running backs with a minimum of 147 rushes, with 60 targets and 54 receptions.
So high-end receiving upside.
High-end.
Yeah,
elite, some would say.
We were talking about someone else for our next video. We don't want to spoil.
Yeah,
but
we won't spoil.
He's viewed as a high-end receiving back. He had 60 targets for 54 receptions in 17 games in the NFL.
Find out who that is on the next video.
You'll find out who that is on the next video. But if he's getting 60 targets and that many catches in, 13, 14 games?
Yes.
That's almost 5 targets a game, 4.5.
While averaging 6.2 yards per carry.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's a 3-down back.
Fantasy gold.
That's a 3-down back.
Fantasy gold.
Yeah, exactly. Another crazy stat that I saw was running backs over the last 3 draft classes to average a .25 plus missed tackle per carry and a 20 plus receptions yards per game, minimum 30 games with 300 attempts. Bucky Irving, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall.
So the top 3 dynasty running backs and then Bucky Irving.
And then, literally. So he's my ultimate sleeper for the running back this year. I don't think many people even have him top 3. I've seen a lot.
Here's my take on this running back class. I think a lot of it has to do with the NFL just devaluing running backs as a whole. I think the really elite guys that we'll see come out, there's not a Gibbs or a Bijan this year.
No.
I think when those prospects come out, they're going to go in the first round.
Yes.
kind of high because they're looking at it as we're getting this guy on a 5-year, $20 million deal, elite running back production. And that's a correct look at it. If you're not that guy, teams are going to say, screw you. We'll take you in the 3rd or 4th round, maybe.
Doesn't mean they can't be producers,
exactly.
though.
I mean,
you never know.
The way the running back, I mean, look at some of the rookies.
Look at
Kyron, 5th round pick last year, barely, I think he was hurt last year, didn't play.
Yeah.
2nd in the NFL in rushing. You look at a guy like Devin Achane, 3rd round pick. One top 8 dynasty running back now. These guys will come out of nowhere. So I don't think this is a bad running back class like everyone makes it out to be. I just think the running back position as a whole is getting so devalued that these talented guys are going to slide down the board because why would teams spend high capital on a running back if you're not Jahmyr Gibbs?
I agree because it's not like very top heavy like it was last year. It's spread out very evenly throughout.
It's pick your flavor. There's really not one guy that stands out above the rest. It seems.
Yeah, I agree. So that's Bucky Irving. I think he has a chance to get a lot of receptions and also be a third down back.
That's what you're looking for, right? You want that opportunity is what could give you fantasy value, even if you're only getting 10 carries.
Look at Rachaad White this year. It's like a top 4 in receptions in the whole NFL.
Not definitely not. But
yes, he was.
No.
Yes.
No way, bro.
Rachaad White was top 5, bro.
Probably for running backs. I don't know. Definitely not. Not even close. He was probably the leading running back receiver.
Easily.
But I believe he had, let's see, we can look it up. We have the internet here. I think he had like 60 catches this year. Fantastic for a running back. But we just spoiled who we were talking about, but
they would never know.
They would never know. Yeah, 66 targets, 60 receptions. Fantastic for a running back. He had 50 catches last year, too. So, if you can get a guy like that, even if they're not the best runner, like Rachaad White is not the best runner, you're going to have fantasy value.
You're a volume hog. Hey.
If you're getting 5 targets a game and 10 carries, you're going to have fantasy value. Let's move on to the next guy. We got a little bit of a rant there, but hey, that's the first inch's way, am I right?
Smoke a little, and then you get a little...
Get a little talky. Ray Davis, Kentucky. This guy's a little bit of an older prospect. He transferred around, started his career at Temple, played at Vandy for 2 years, finished up this year at Kentucky, and balled out of his mind.
Before you go into any more analytics, he might have the greatest name for running
Ray
back
Davis. Yeah, Ray Davis does pass the running back name
I
test.
could see him rushing for...
down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, Ray Davis.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, I could hear it in my fucking...
I don't need to know the guy's stats. Ray Davis, SEC running back, baller.
Literally. But sprinkle us with some stats.
Well, I'll give you some of the numbers. Last year, Kentucky, 1,450 all-purpose yards, 21 total touchdowns. Last year with Vandy, who is maybe the most dog shit program in the SEC, 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. He has a receiving profile at 62 catches over the past 2 seasons. I don't think he'll go that high in the actual NFL draft. He's an older prospect. He'll be 25 as a rookie, I think, which is old.
Yeah, I mean...
But if you're...
Seems like a decent amount of guys this year coming out. 20. It must be the COVID year.
It's the COVID year, all the extra years of eligibility. You're going to see a lot of these older prospects come up. What, JT Daniels had his 7th year of eligibility at Rice this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how this all kind of unfolds with all these guys.
Oh, yeah, because speaking of the age thing, it's off topic, but like a guy like Penix. Penix, I think, will be a 25 or 24-year-old rookie. Lamar Jackson is 26.
Yeah, Justin Fields is 24, right?
Yeah, it's like Penix is going to be older than Justin Fields coming into the league. So that's just a different. That's a whole different video. But Ray Davis, very productive the last 2 years. Definitely has good size for a running back. 5'10", 216. He's stocky, very explosive. Runs incredibly violently. I mean, he shows up when you're like, wow. He stands out whenever you watch a Kentucky game. Like I said, older prospect, but you don't need. Running backs aren't going to be getting second contracts a lot anymore. That's just the reality of the NFL.
Unless you're the top 2%.
Yeah, unless you're Jonathan Taylor, and he got 3 years. None of these running backs are going to be getting Nick Bosa deals, you know. So you don't need this guy to be. You're not drafting this guy to be good for 8 years. You're drafting him as a late round flyer, hoping you can get a productive year out of him, maybe so high. But I think he's going to make an impact on a team next year. I would be surprised if he was just a complete dud.
Dude, me
based
too.
on watching him play.
I wouldn't be surprised if most of these running backs are solid contributors to NFL teams next year. Not to say that they're going to be great NFL players, but I think they can contribute.
I think everyone is sleeping a little bit on this running back class, but also rightfully so, just because the receiver
value you're getting
is going to be fantastic.
is awesome.
I think there's going to be a couple of running backs that will be like league winners.
You might as well take a flyer.
100%. That's what I'm saying.
At the end of a draft, it's like, why not take a flyer at Ray Davis, Bucky Irving,
and
Braelon Allen?
And like I said, the way teams value running backs now, teams are going to take running backs, and if with injuries, they're going to get opportunity. So Ray Davis, I'm not going to be as long-winded. We're getting a little long-winded here, but Ray Davis, very productive. I just think I'm not going to get into as much analytical, not really analytical stuff. I don't know how well he'll test. I think he'll run pretty fast, but I think he's an interesting player.
Me too. I really want. I'm kind of excited to see how he unfolds his career. I love.
I saw a clip from Dane Krugler. Shout out Dane Krugler. Great content on Twitter. It was just a cut up. We'll put it in. A cut up of a Bucky Irving, a Ray Davis run. It's just like whoa. God. We were watching it before. He just made a jump cut halfway.
The defender shit his
he
pants.
made a jump cut from hash to hash. That was just unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's very explosive for how thick he is. Yeah.
No, I agree.
I like him. He's good. Let's get into the last running back.
So for my guy, at first I was with Jonathan Brooks, but I thought it was a little obvious, and
he's coming off an ACL. I'm curious to see how the NFL views him. He tore his ACL in November.
I think he's getting the number one running back thing for honestly just the name clause at this point.
Texas running backs.
I think that I'd rather give another guy like Trey Benson from Florida State a spotlight. He's 21. He'll be 22 when he starts his NFL career.
Yeah.
6'1", 223. So
very
he's
productive.
Kind of a big guy.
Very productive.
1,132 yards last season with 15 touchdowns.
I believe he missed a few games too, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not too sure about what he
might have missed a game or two, but
beyond that, 6.4 yards per carry.
Fantastic.
Again,
if you're averaging over 5 yards a carry, I'd say that's pretty goddamn good.
Me too. He played 28 collegiate games, and guess what? 0 fumbles.
Love that. NFL teams are going to love that
Ball
too.
security is one of the most underrated things in a running back, obviously, because it just
you need it,
gives
obviously.
you a peace of mind.
It's also kind of underrated because it is a little bit fixable. If you have a fumble problem, it's fixable. Tiki Barber, prime example.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. Remember, you ever hear a story? Tom Coughlin literally used to make Tiki Barber walk around the facility holding a football.
Now he's on the Fan as a top.
Now he retired to shit talked Eli, talking garbage on the Fan.
Which is honestly sickening. Who shit talks Eli? But beyond
Tiki
that,
Barber.
Yeah, I think he has great hands. He's an electric upfield runner. He's awesome in the screen game, which is very important in today's NFL. Underrated. Very good blocker.
Yeah, you need that. That's how you get on the field in the NFL.
Exactly.
If you can't block, teams are going to be like, get the fuck out of here.
That's how
If you're getting your quarterback killed, why would you be on the field?
Yeah, so I think that also helps his clause to be a legitimate third down back as well, a 3-down back, because of his size and sheer strength. I mean, 6'1", 223, he's not a little boy.
No, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's had 21 rushes of over 10-plus yards this season.
Explosive.
He's very explosive. He's very quick to get to the next level, which I really like.
Florida State's receiver is also very good at blocking. He had Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson on the outside, two big boys.
Yes, which is obviously going to help you, but...
Yeah, especially spring those second-level runs.
Exactly. The one thing I honestly have against him, he had a horrible knee injury in 2020. He tore his ACL, MCL, lateral meniscus, medial meniscus, and a tendon in his hamstring.
What was that, 2020?
At once in 2020.
It's 3 years
I know,
ago.
but it's still a lingering injury. That's why I would go with Bucky Irving over Trey Benson, but
I like Bucky.
Personally.
I like Buck. Knock a few Buck.
Me too. Bucky's also... All these guys have great names.
Yeah, all 4 of these guys pass the name test for me. Obviously Bucky Irving,
Ray Davis, Trey Benson, Braelon Allen.
but also awesome. The name test we're obviously memeing because.
Well, no, I know, but it's guys like
Tank Bigsby should have been the best running back of all time.
I agree.
The guy stinks.
Yeah, I agree. But like a guy like Tyjae Spears, he's coming up as a running back. That's a great name.
Yeah, I mean like Jameer Gibbs, sick
awesome.
running back name.
Bijan Robinson,
sick running back name. Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
We could talk all day.
Saquon Barkley.
We can talk all day about the name test. But That's our 4 running
Yes.
backs that are coming out this year in the 2024 NFL Draft that we won in the spotlight today.
Thanks for watching.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. Like we said earlier, like, subscribe, share this with your friends, comment, send it to your grandma, put it on MySpace. I don't care.
Yeah, follow a talk at First and Inches.
We're
posting highlights of these
Yeah,
guys.
we post some highlights on the talk. We're trying to grow our socials a little bit. We're going to be more active on Twitter, too.
We're selling the soul a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell my soul to Gary V, all right?
Yeah, like, I wonder if we can get Kevin Hart's guy.
Yeah, I'm down to do an occult ritual if I have to.
Me too.
But First and Inches, we'll be back soon with some more episodes. We got a lot of stuff on deck for you guys. Thank you for watching.
Take care, brush your hair.
Peace.